Yorkasaw, this is future Dairakku, who by the time you watch this is going to be past Dairakku, because I had a very bad audio experience with recording for this episode, and oh, bless you, Spyro. So I've had to record this after the fact, so if my commentary seems a little bit strange to what's going on, that's kind of why. So, in the previous episode, we made it as far as, oh my goodness, Spyro has hay fever. Right, we made it as far as outside the boss of the Peacekeepers world, Doctor Shemp. So, let us head inside now. Now, I'm a bit annoyed, and that's an understatement, by the fact that the audio messed up. So, for all you budding Let's Players out there, please make sure you turn off your computer and restart it before you play. And there is an eclipse on this level, and I shouldn't be looking at the eclipse like I am right now because that's bad for your eyes. Don't look at eclipses, people. This is how you get really bad things onto your eyes. Anyway, it's weird sort of looking to see what I was doing because of course I don't have the exact thought that I had, but of course the treasure chests are a big help. And yes, there's these guys down there. I don't know what they do. And of course I've got to test the cacti because, I mean, one of them might give me something eventually. So, just checking out up ahead the critter there. Oh! Mama doesn't like him. And oh dear. Okay, I think I got him by flaming him there. But I'm very uncertain as to how I managed to kill him. I get the feeling that they might just run until they run into something. But Mama doesn't appear happy to see me. But like we saw in Clifftown, they're a very easy kill. And as always, there's the treasure to deal with. And 10 gems right off the bat is a very nice boon. Oh, and obviously they can grab me from just on these little ledges here. But it seems like they do sort of time out and die, so they're kind of like missiles. Sort of little witch doctor missiles. Oh, that's not good. Okay, oh. Even when they run into you, that's not good either. I'm already down to a green sparks here. But at least there's plenty of treasure to be had. And it keeps piling on thick and fast. Almost got both of them there. But we know my jumping skills will leave something to be desired. I'm not very good at aiming. So here's Mama up here. And now, another cactus. Nothing there. So view up ahead here. What's here? Oh no! That was a legitimate surprise. But at least they've fallen off the edge, and now I'm wondering if I actually got their gems or not. But I think I did. Anyway, now I'll just go carefully through this here. So that's really good design for the level there. The fact that I didn't even see them coming. So, I mean, I was given an audio cue by the yell, but I was just so focused on the gems that I didn't even think about them coming. And now's when I realise I don't have sparks anymore. While I look at that design there and the dragon up on the wall there. Because this has obviously been usurped from the Peacekeepers. After all, we had to go and get their treasure. Or at least get the treasure back. And here we go, 3 guys. I don't think this is going to end well. Nope. There we go. And up goes the death counter by 1. So those guys are a lot tougher than they initially seemed to me. I don't know how to kill them. I'm looking to see where he went. I think like I just said before, they're missiles. But of course, when I was going through this the first time, I didn't quite realise that. But at least I learned to get out of his way this time. And I was looking behind just to see what happened to him, and that's what makes me think they're missiles that just sort of run out after a time. But it's kind of scary that they've got those great big butcher's knives there. I wonder what that would do to me if I was a kid. I probably think that was quite violent. So I don't know what would happen otherwise. Or what, you know, people would think these days. And yep, I was just waiting for them to come now. But can I get away from them in time? Yes, I can. But I go through here. And now I've just got to get back through these guys again. I think that running would be a good plan, but they hit me. And by pure and simple serendipity, I'm now up here. With a couple of treasure chests. And I spot a dragon. And I think that's Doctor Shemp over there. And I finally realised why he's called Doctor Shemp. Because he's a witch doctor. Took a little while for the penny to drop the first time. So, more mamas to deal with. I don't know their actual names. I mean, if you do, please inform me the actual names of the enemies in this game. And the actual names of things. I mean, this is my first time playing Spyro or any game at all out of the Spyro series, and actually putting serious thought into any sort of PlayStation game. Though, that's actually a lie, and there's nothing in there, as it turns out. I have played through the first Kingdom Hearts, and I have played through Birth by Sleep as well. So, I kind of do tell a lie, and of course I've also played Legend of Mana. So, that counts as well. But this sort of platformer classic, I've never sort of really done that before. And I'm gauging my jump over there. As I see, I have to get over there to get the key that's back down there. So let's go. Am I going to make it? Maybe not. Yes, I am. So there we go. A nice, cool 25 gems just sitting about there. And I just have to make it back to where the key is. Let's see. Can I make it? Over we go. Gonna have to drop. There we go. And so, now that it's 198, and I'm obviously at a gateway, I'm starting to feel a little bit insecure here. This is why I'm looking around like mad, because I'm looking for the last 2 gems. And I think it could be there. But I'm taking the time to check. But, as I was saying, I think I did miss out by not having the opportunity to play Spyro when I was younger. But I remember seeing the original Spyro and comparing the original Spyro to Banjo-Kazooie, which was basically the rough equivalent of it. Banjo-Kazooie was the better game graphically. This is now working well, and I'm just taking time to check what's in the area there. I don't know why I paused, so I'm sorry for that, folks. Maybe I'm just checking to see if there's only one dragon. And that dragon is called Trondo.
Dr. Shemp thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
Obvious hint is obvious. So immediately I'm thinking, right, okay, I've got to get him to turn around somehow. I'm also somewhat concerned about my perfect skill point for this. He likes shooting me with his fingers like that. So I'm starting to think that he's going to use that great big witch doctor stuff of his to fire magical bolts at me. So let's see what he does. So we'll jump up here. And I noticed that all he's practically wearing is that shield. Oh. And that was very straightforward, wasn't it? Very easy. Just... Yep, run away. Now I'm just taking the time to just explore this area here, make sure I've got everything. I have to admit, when I have a percentage thing like that, and I'm glad I did because I totally missed those 5 gems. The thing about it is that I get such a perfectionistic streak. And the problem with being a perfectionist is that you can't always be quick. Especially in a game that I don't know all that well, and I don't know how the levels work. But anyway, let's go up against Dr. Shemp again. Pretty sweet moves, mate. But I think you're just a bit overconfident. Okay. Now I'm thinking, oh, that's what he's going to do. So I'm just worried that he hits and then turns around. So let's try again. Nope, not quite. Just got to get the timing right. Like that. But every time I get him, it just opens a bit more of the level. And I also get the feeling that it is a little bit like Toasty, this boss now. Because I've only had to hit him at least twice. And I haven't really had that big a fight on my hands. I don't know what the bosses were like in the original. So I don't have that sort of comparison to that reference. And also how difficult they were back in the original. I mean, is this exactly the same mechanic, or have they made it easier for the modern gamer? I really don't know. And didn't want to go all the way around there because that looked like death. So I figure I might go after him one last time. And he thinks it's funny. Alright, I'll wait. And he's not going to do anything other than just show his immature distaste. So, now we know what he's going to do. Yep, I'm watching you too. Yep, I'm watching you too. So he attacks first and then have to attack. Can't get him just like that. So the only way to get him, I just sum up a little bit of courage. Almost. But just got to build the courage to not get hit by that staff. So I figured jump and attack. And there we go. That was such an easy boss. I mean, compare that to some of the fights you have to do in Banjo-Kazooie, and the bosses here are somewhat laughable. I mean, the hardest part of Toasty's level was actually getting to Toasty, not the battle with Toasty himself. Same again here. I've had the most trouble with those let's call them missiles with butcher knives, and the actual boss is a pushover. So overall, I'm kind of disappointed by how easy the bosses are, and maybe I'm just being very no, I'll probably bite my tongue later by saying that. But here is when I realize that I've got 25 gems to go, and there's a treasure chest down there that requires the key. And there we go. What's in the box? Well, I'll tell you what's in the box. It's 25 gems. One of the things I remember from television about 10 years ago, there seemed to be this trend, at least it was over here, where for all the previews for like your cop shows and all of that, because it was during the the era of NCIS and CSI and PDQ and WTF, and when every single TV show was just an acronym. So one of the ways that they would tease you for the next episode was like, what's in the box? So, and here I am, I'm just checking that I've got everything just before I leave. So, it kind of reminds me of that in a way. But then again, this game was out 10 years before that. I mean, this game, or at least the original, was 20 years old. So, in terms of my usual games that I've done so far, I mean, it fits into the retro scheme that I seem to have fallen into. I do hope to do other games and some more modern games, but here's a little confession, since you've watched this far. The newest console that I own myself is a Wii. Not a Wii U, but a Wii. I've been wanting to go to America, so buying a new console has been a bit of a waste. And here was I thinking I could go back to the Artisan's World to get that last skill point, but it turns out I can't get back to the Artisan's World that way, so I wonder if I'm trapped. I hope I'm not trapped. But anyway, it's time to go and speak to the balloonist and make our way to the Magic Keeper's world. But yes, as I was saying, the newest console that I own is a Wii.
I can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure.
Well, yeah.
Lord for the Magic Crafter's world if you're ready.
Might as well. Let's go. Let's go past me, thank you. So, I am limited in my selection of games. I mean, like I said in the first episode, this PlayStation and this game is owned by my housemate Brady. And this is the only reason why I'm able to play what is basically a new release. The other issue is that I have a full-time job, so I don't have the time to record things every night, and it takes me typically 3 to 4 hours to edit a half-hour episode. So, as you can tell, I don't have a lot of time, so this is why there's only 2 episodes a week. But here we are in the Magic Crafter's world, finally, which looks very homely for a dragon. I mean, there's magic and mountains and rocky mountains and fjords and lush green grass. And it makes me realize that this game also follows the trope of World 2 being the desert world. Because here we are in a world that's, well, compared to the Artisan's World, which I suppose is also lush and green, this one's a little bit more icy. And here we see me looking basically to try and find a skill point to do here. But it doesn't seem to be one. There's only 300 gems. And suddenly, water. That's not very friendly. So this is how this world's going to be. It's going to have these little traps all over the place. And especially with this guy talking to me. And now I'm looking to see if there's a dragon I've missed, because in the Peacekeeper's world there was a dragon right in front of me. In the Artisan's world there was a dragon right in front of me as well. So now I'm wondering where the dragon is. So I'm looking around to see if I can see him, or if there's any reason to jump off there. And remembering not to fall in the water. And now I'm thinking about this guy here. Should I go after him? So I try. I think I'll come back to him later. Because now I'm looking at this guy over here, who looks reasonably friendly, even though he's wearing metal armor. And of course, I see him do something, so of course I want to stop and see what he does. But now that I realize he's wearing magic armor, it's a bit hard to kiss him with a bit of flame. And now I realize where the guy's gone, so I'm thinking, okay, let's go around the back here. And now I'm wondering why the walls are padded, because who makes cushioned walls, really? Really, who makes cushioned walls? And now I realise, oh, he's up there, and I can't get up to him. So there's a very limited time frame to get that guy. So I figured, yeah, I'll give up for now. And I can't go in there, so let's get this guy here. And now I realise that this level is starting to focus more on the charge attacks rather than the flame attacks. But let's meet our dragon. Cosmos. Very magical name.
Welcome to Magic Crafters. I want you to release the dragons, reclaim our treasure, and recover the eggs from those pesky blue thieves.
Well, isn't he very regal? And I shall go and do what is right. Think he's a bit pretentious, don't you? Bit of a pity. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be the theme of this area. All the dragons are going to be pretentious. But now I realise that all of these guys are in a line. So if I just line myself upright and press the button at some point like that, I can take them all out. And get a sweet trophy called Coming Through for my efforts. Now it's time to have a look at treasure chests around the area. And I'm annoyed by that guy for the last time. So let's try and get him. So, attempt number... Well, technically attempt number 2. I realise I can't catch him in time. So, let's head back this way. Give him time to jump down. And let's charge in. Once again. Attempt number 3. Any moment now past Dairakku. And then I realise I'm not fast enough with the flame button. Which has been a theme of mine with those guys. I just can't seem to stop and press the flame button in time. It's because it's one button's on the left hand side of the controller, well, at least where my right thumb would be, and the other one's on the other. Attempt number 4, also a failure. But he has that dragon egg. And I like dragon eggs. Let's try again. Attempt number 5. Nope. Not working. 6th time lucky? Let's find out. Nope. Okay, couldn't quite catch up with him. And as you can definitely see, my steering has not improved, even after 9 episodes. And there we go. And realise, just had to aim myself right. So lucky attempt number 7 to get egg number 6. So overall, I am still enjoying the game. It is very fun, it is very pretty. Even if things seem a little easy. And now I see what these guys do. And it annoys me that they laugh at me. So they're going to summon the world to rise underneath their feet. And make barriers like that. But at least there's some pretty sweet treasure around here. And we're already up to 51 out of 300. So I just have to charge in. And this is when I start to realise the mechanic of this world is charging. For sure. Though, of course, priorities are always to the treasure chest. And somehow I managed to get him down. I remember being mystified the first time. I think he managed to come down when I had my back turned and I was quick enough to spray him with the flame. And then I realised that that guy there is going to see me coming. So let's try from a different angle. Oh, not that angle. Yes, Sparks was looking just as worried as I was when I was trying to jump my way back there. There's another splash, and there's another death counter increment. So, double digits. It's a bit sad. But in comparison, I think I've died fewer times at this point than I had been when I was playing Bubsy. I think by now, when I was up to like World 3, I had died at least 20 times. Though maybe someone will correct me. And there we go. Fast enough to get that guy. And I left a treasure chest behind? Nope. No, I didn't. I think I was just looking for more. Now I see there's a dragon up there, so let's go the other way because there might be treasure. So, two guys having a chat. Well, we can't have that. And now I realise that their armor extends to their back. But just have to bump the horns into them. Have to keep doing that over and over. Now just checking to see if there's nothing under the cliffs there, but it doesn't look like it. I mean, after Stone Hill, where we had that little secret cave after the return to home warp. And here we go, some mountain goats. Or are they sheep? It's a little bit hard to tell. They are very fat. So I say sheep. And now I realise that that guy's on a little island. I'm a little bit worried to try this out. So let's jump over. And in the water. And in the water again. So, that was two very quick. Not good for the water counter. That's going to look very bad at the end of the playthrough, isn't it, folks? And finally, I see this guy over here. Here's a guy. He's just going to run around in circles. So, I apologize, folks. If you get motion sickness, look away, because I'm just going to be going round and round trying to get this guy. In tighter and tighter circles. And totally failing to stop in time. And of course, he's smart enough to withdraw before he comes too close. But these guys run very fast indeed. So, just have to somehow get in a position where I'm actually able to get the blighter. And not like that. Okay, let's try this again. Tighter and tighter circles. So just sort of have to position myself where he's going to come around parallel. Like, almost like that. So I'll try again. He comes across my bows. No, he doesn't. He retreats. This guy is super annoying. Especially when I can't just attack him in time. But there we go. Just have to come up his inside. And that's the 7th egg. We're already up to 103 gems, so that's 1/3 of the gems in this level acquired. Lots of enemies just having a chat there, so I kind of feel bad for doing it, but there's all these things pointing down. And I can see that I am able to climb it. But let's get Xantor.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge? Excellent.
Go ahead, try it.
New mechanic. Supercharge. So of course this has to be tried after I check the area for gems. Because I don't want another stone hill. So, line myself up with these treasure chests. With these guys. And manage to get this guy. And he was about to do something to me, no doubt. But of course I didn't quite see what happened to the supercharge, because it just felt like an ordinary charge. But then I realised, here, look at the flames. And that must really hurt his head. But I noticed the level down there, and the dragon. But I decided it's not time to go down there. Because there's more things to explore out here. Only a couple of things. And also realised I hadn't really properly gone down here, and I also need more butterflies for sparks. So it's time to look for those. But blue sparks it is for now, it seems. Nope, there's another mountain goat. So I get my yellow sparks. All is right in the world. And here we go. We make our way over to Alpine Ridge and the world here. But me actually going into Alpine Ridge, well, that is something that is going to have to wait for the next episode, folks. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, Otsukare-sama.